Radio, where our destination is Armageddon. I'm Trehern, and with me again today for episode 2 of a, series of discussions on nothing. It's Panther Joe. Panther, how you doing?
Destination Armageddon. I just got that.
It's a long time coming. We've been using the phrase for many years. Just now revealed where we're going.
That is the Christ figure of portmanteaus.
We got a couple of things to discuss this week. We had a Super Bowl. We had
Super Bowel. Am I right?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I just watched the commercials because I'm a douchebag.
I stole that joke Super Bowel from Bob's Burgers. I'll have to admit.
A superb bowl. I think someone else, like some hippie pot smoker, came up with that one.
Super Bowel.
Yeah, so that happened. And there was some TV events, I guess, Joe, you wanted to talk about. We watched the newest episode of Opposite Worlds again.
Yes, Opposite Worlds. It's reality show taken to another level.
I can already tell you that I am regretting the decision to review this show. There's too little going on, as well as way too much.
Tyler, if everyone just reviewed and wanked around with things they liked on the internet, everything would be so boring.
That's true, I guess.
Personally, I love to read movie and television reviews and all types of reviews that are negative.
I like to rank things.
That are just shit. I actively seek people's opinions on movies like Alien Tornado.
Alienado?
Yes, it came on after Opposite Worlds, actually.
Oh, I must have missed that. Yeah, I fast forward through much of the show this week.
Oh, okay.
Because so many panned camera movements started to make me feel kind of seasick.
That's probably not something you should admit if you want to be a credible source.
Who said here at Destination Radio would be credible?
The sponsors did.
Oh, that's right. This week's episode is brought to you by our sponsor. Who was it again, Joe?
I don't know. I thought you got the email.
Oh, I think it was it was King Cobra. I think King Cobra again stepped up to the plate.
Oh, yeah.
Is sponsoring another episode of DG Radio. King Cobra, don't get bit.
Yeah, they're rolling out a new flavor called Obama Bailout.
You can find it at the very, very bottom shelf, at the very, very last freezer section at your local. Yeah, it's in the freezer section.
Yeah, it's almost below feet level. It's below gas station floor level.
Right. It's being warmed by the circulating gasoline in the pipes underground.
Yeah.
So King Cobra, check it out. So Opposite Worlds, you had your weekly Australian guy telling you how Twitterverse can change the game.
Yeah. I'm still not on there, but I'm still voting online after every episode. It takes about a minute.
Do they mention people who vote?
No, but like I said, I voted 10 times, so I do like to think I was about 70% of the total vote this week.
Can you vote for yourself?
No, you can just vote for the people from the future and the past. Yep.
It'd just be funny if Panther Joe was like ranked number 7.
Oh yeah, maybe
bump down a couple people.
That would add an interesting wrinkle to the show if they just brought on people who voted a ton.
Yeah, like those 2 random people that just showed up in the desert that one day. We find this one girl in white and this other guy a caveman.
I like to think their car broke down in the middle of the the Big Bear Lake Mountains or something.
Right. I like how Mercy, or whatever her name is, because she doesn't show any mercy, is just being phased out of the team. Like, no. The team's just like, Mercy, you need to go.
Yeah, she seems like a bad apple for that team.
Yeah, she seems a little like she's not getting enough TV time, so she stepped it up by saying the same thing like 6 times at the breakfast table.
Yeah, she wasn't sassy enough. The producers told her to be sassy.
Right. And Jeffrey was told to be more upfront about his stupidity.
I don't know if you've heard this, Tyler.
I
or
probably haven't
Trehern.
because I don't care anything about this show.
I don't know if you've heard this, but producers on reality shows like to play up stereotypical gimmicks of their contestants.
You don't say.
They coach that.
So they're pulling some strings, perhaps?
Yeah, they're I wouldn't say they're quite marionettes, but they're feeding them softballs.
Yeah, you can tell who the normal people are and the people that are definitely being controlled by a creator or producer of some kind. Because
Yeah,
there's like the clearly human reaction to things, and then the outrageous character
yeah,
reaction to things.
you can tell you can always tell in these shows the people that they're just not jiving with what the producers want because they get little to no airtime.
I also don't like that when the rankings come in that the past people have to communicate through the window. Like why they should just deliver the things on parchment or tablets or something.
Or they should just beam them with rocks.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting
Or just
a future duel of destiny competition.
yeah.
Dodge the rocks.
Yeah, so this week we saw I thought it was the weakest of the worldly challenge, the worldly whatever they call them,
Oh,
the
yeah,
showdown for power.
the bridge building.
You had to build a bridge. Okay, so each team was in this muddy pit, and at the center was this was like this like vacuum robot guy from Samsung or Verizon,
Yeah,
like R2D2 almost, and one of your teammates was able to see through there and direct the other players who were all blindfolded in this pit to grab pieces of a bridge, put the bridge down so the robot could escape from the center island that was covered in, surrounded by mud and get safely to the other side.
yeah. It
And
was another one of those events that seemed just like they're trying to create new events that haven't been done before, and it's just so ridiculous. But continue. Sorry. Panther. All right, Panther seems to have lost a connection of some kind.
hello?
Oh, Panty's back. There we go.
All right.
All right, Panther, you were discussing the event, the worldly challenge.
The worldly challenge,
Worldly
yes.
challenge.
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was the weakest out of the three. The first one was oh god, what was the first one?
That was the
Er,
electrical
oh,
Q-tips.
oh yes, the cattle prod of doom, the cattle prod of dueling. Because that one was really violent.
Right.
That was particularly fun. And the second one was tying a member up to posts and having tomatoes flung at them while their teammates tried to untie them.
Again, way too convoluted. But
But,
yeah.
but still, it worked in its favor because it's something you're like, I've never seen that before. This one, it was slow paced. It was kind of, it was a little ham fisted for my taste.
Right.
Like you said, like too much was happening here. It was, I don't know, maybe they showed it for like 8 or 9 straight minutes on television of just them trudging through the mud,
Right.
and then you didn't even know.
Anything to fill the hour.
Hmm.
I feel like the events should be going along with the time travel aspect. Like, oh no, aliens have just invaded and they're shooting lasers, and so they could just play like laser tag in an apocalyptic city, or going into the past, like a woolly mammoth has broken loose, try to restrain it.
I think they're trying to play that up because they hinted that it would be a futuristic challenge with the robot, and last week it was the kind of medieval aspect with the
That's true.
tying to poles and the tomato launching.
It just feels like it's becoming less and less an experiment and more just a circus act.
Yeah, you gotta keep those ratings up.
I'd like to see the ratings on this show. We need to discuss that next week. The
Yeah,
ratings for
I don't know how it's
Westworld.
doing it. It's one of those shows that and people don't really lie about this stuff. It like trends all over Twitter.
If you
I don't
haven't-
know. I don't know how much of a barometer Twitter is for ratings or popularity, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with Monday Night Raw, they'll tell you every minute what's trending, and like Michael Cole is trending
Yeah.
on Twitter, and so I guess they could easily track that with Opposite Worlds.
Yeah, so I think people are into it, and I've seen one season of Survivor a couple years ago. It's very similar to Survivor. You got the two team
Yeah.
aspect. You got these random challenges. You've got deception. People who like Survivor would probably really enjoy this show.
Yeah, it seems like it's very, very similar. Almost a not
I
a
wouldn't be surprised,
carbon
yeah,
copy.
if there was a producer involved with both shows.
Interesting. So yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the future team, Team Kronos, won for the third straight week. They're 3-0 in these
yeah,
challenges.
they are dominating.
So
Or
they
Frank is dominating.
they yeah, Frank just skeeted all over the cavemen and cavewomen. They got the option once again to you can stay in the future or go to the past, and surprise, surprise, they're like, we're staying in the future.
Yeah, really.
So
Like they were contemplating, like maybe we should go to the past, and that one girl was like, no, please, you idiots.
they shit in a hole.
Yeah, and they just throw a dead rabbit on the table, and they're like, here, whatever.
I don't know if you caught. I don't know if you caught this scene, but I think it was last week during the live. No, it must have been last week's episode where the whole past team they crapped in the corner of the house because they're like, we're so confident we're gonna win,
Right.
we're not gonna come back, and they're gonna have to clean it up. They're
Yeah.
gonna have to clean up our crap.
Right. That was disgusting and ill.
But spoiler alert, they lost.
They lost. So
Yeah.
they cleaned it up themselves.
So the
Yeah.
future's pretty dominant, but then comes the popularity, like I was talking about last week. Once
Right.
again, Team Epoch,
The past.
that's how they pronounce it. They won the popularity contest, so they got some extra advantages.
They got to have a spa day, which was, as you said, probably filmed by a 13-year-old.
Yeah, the things got really sexual really quick.
I wouldn't say that.
It was there was like butt slapping and
Oh yeah.
I
Who
don't
doesn't
know
do that?
I don't know why they need to show any of that except for the TNA factor.
Yeah, that was a little gratuitous, but and then there was also the window there, so anybody could have just walked up and just stared at them for the entire time.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, if you're
a strange new guy from the past is just sitting there like staring creepily
if you're
with his
into
busted
hot
face.
hot cavewoman on cavewoman like spa day action, this was your ticket, bud.
You could change the game.
Okay, so
So yeah, highlight.
so tonight was the results show,
Okay, I didn't
or
watch
no,
it. Go ahead.
whatever they call it, the live showdown,
Yeah, the unnecessary extension of the program.
and they're talking about who they're sending to elimination tonight, and later you find out there's a bunch of other stuff that happened tonight. It's not really important to the game, but
Commercials.
yeah,
For
commercials.
Verizon.
We found out that not too many people like Jeffrey. He's that kind of flamboyant graphic designer, maybe artist,
Right, something like that.
and
Doesn't
you
matter
know,
what he does.
but they don't like him. But at the same time, he seems pretty awful at everything. So no one's ever going to put him up for a challenge.
Right.
And they announced the results of the vote from last night. Each team put up a protector. That person cannot be eliminated in that week.
Correct.
And Team Future chose Danielle, the athletic trainer from Arizona, I want to say.
I have no idea who she is, and I've watched 3 episodes.
Yeah, she's the other kind of blonde-looking
I know
girl.
what she looks like. I just don't know who she is.
Yeah, and then Team Past chose Sam, one of the other.
Oh, yes, from Team Past.
So you got to choose from 2 kind of similar-looking blonde girls to vote for, and they put up in a
Choose your
challenge
white
of
person.
speed and agility. They got the clue that the contest would be speed and agility.
Right.
That's all they knew.
It will be essential.
And
Oh,
surprise,
geez.
surprise, for the third straight week, the team in the past that's been living in horrible conditions got the sympathy of the voters. Sam won the vote 87%.
Oh, wow, nice.
So just to keep track, just so we're keeping track on the first 3 weeks, the team in the past has won the vote 90%, 93%, and 87%.
All right. But
And
they've lost all the challenges.
they heard they heard speed and agility and were like, Durka, we're gonna put Big Fireman Galoof Frank into the mix, and then we're gonna send out our little vegan girl Angela to face him.
Jeez.
Which seems like that seems like a pretty okay strategy.
Wait, who picked first? They picked Frank first.
Well, since Sam
then
won,
sent out the vegan.
Since Sam won, she got to pick both of them anyway, so there wasn't like a picking first.
Oh, I see.
And then, okay, you know that those two are competing, and then the Luke Triple, the host, flipped a coin. I don't know. I don't really understand this part. They flipped a coin, and the team in the past won, giving them the power to say, "Okay, Angela, you're going to be chased, or you can chase." And she's like, "Oh, no, I'll be chased." Not knowing what's going on, you see like maybe an obstacle course in the background. You don't really know what's going on at this point, and you're like, "Oh God, this is not an advantage at all."
Right.
And
Randomly
then they
choosing
explain the
your role.
obstacle course. Angela has to swing from a zip line from one end of the arena to the other, and then Frank has to go through these obstacle courses. And basically, it's like a game of elaborate tag. Angela has to avoid Frank for a minute, and if she does, she wins. But if Frank catches her after the minute, he wins.
Okay. But she's ziplining over the obstacle course?
Yeah, so in theory, it looks like the zip line was high enough to where if she just hung onto the zip line the entire time, he couldn't reach with his little muscle arms high enough.
No!
But she fell immediately, and she tried to like zig and zag, and this whole time Frank is like already gone through all the obstacles and pretty much tackles her in the first 10 seconds and grabs the flag. It's over in
I think we're gonna have to extend the show, babe.
I want to say it was like 48 seconds. It was 12 seconds in. They're like, "Oh, the game's over." Frank wins. Angela dies.
So Angela's gone.
Yeah, they fed her to the tiger.
That's what happens when you pick the vegan against the behemoth.
So if you're keeping count at home, Team Future is now up 2 players on Team Past. Team Future still has Jesse, the blonde guy.
Yep.
Jeffrey, the hysterical.
Hysterical's a strong word.
Graphic designer. Backstabbing.
Hysterical in the sense that he cries at the drop of a pin.
He's like a smart Charlie Kelly.
What?
I get the feeling he's very Machiavellian.
Okay, alright.
He's always scheming.
Right.
And then they have
the
Danielle, the
too.
fitness model. She seems to be put together pretty well.
Mm.
They got Lizette, the black girl.
Yep.
Oh no, wait.
Mercy.
Yeah, they have 2 black girls now on their team.
Yeah, there's Mercy.
And then they have Mercy, who's she's not long for this world.
Even her own team doesn't want her.
Yeah, and then I think I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah, Danielle.
No, I got her. I think I'm missing a guy.
Frank?
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, big Galoof Frank.
The guy you can't miss.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Team Past is down to Steve, the hardcore Quidditch player, the new guy.
I was laughing so hard when he's like, yeah, Quidditch is a pretty tough sport, bro. Like, I'm meant to win this game because it's all about strategizing and tackling people and stuff. It's from Harry Potter, whatever.
They have Lauren, the nondescript blonde girl. Sam, the other dirty blonde girl. And then
her hair color is dirty blonde. She's not necessarily dirty, blonde.
And then Johnny Rocket Jr., who looks like he's lost about 50 pounds since the competition started.
Rocket.
He is anorexic.
Hey, give me a burger over there, Johnny Rocket. Yeah, this show is turning out to be... how long is it on for? Like 6 episodes?
I have no idea. Unless they just start dropping like flies, it seems like it's going to be... I mean, there's 10 people left in the competition, so it looks like it's going to be on for the next 2 months.
Now, if Team Past, if all of the players on Team Past are eliminated, does the Australian host have to take the role of the Team Past and just play against future people? Will the future people take control of the show eventually?
If I'm going with the theory that there's definitely a producer or writer from Survivor on the show, and if I've heard correctly, if one team gets completely destroyed, they'll just at some point they'll just become one team, or they'll just send other players. Like you'll have like a "we don't like you anymore" vote, and we're sending you to the other team.
I see. So you'd fraction the team.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
That'll up the drama.
All right, so opposite worlds for this week. I'm giving it a thumbs down. Joe, you seem to like it a lot, so we'll keep talking about it.
It's a good drinking show. It's a good you can step away, grab a beer. You won't really miss too much. Maybe you can take a text.
Yeah, there's like a middle 10 minutes where things happen, and then the rest of the show is just a lot of fluff.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing you're watching pretty girls do things, and you're watching I don't know,
Frank walking around saying "bro."
Yeah, you're basically watching a stereotype museum. I think that's a lot of people's appeal to these reality shows.
White people.
You get to see obnoxious people on television you never want to deal with in real life, and you're looking at them through the glass.
Nice. So Joe, you watched the Super Bowl this week?
Yeah.
Football, not so great. Entertainment, I like the halftime show.
Yeah, the football was pretty terrible. I mean
I enjoyed seeing the domination. Like I like that sometimes.
It was a great defensive effort, and it turned out to be the second biggest Super Bowl blowout ever.
Yeah, it wasn't the first one like somewhere back in the 90s, like 94
1990, the Niners beat the Broncos 55-10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed watching the football, and the halftime show was pretty good. And then there was that little Seinfeld skit that they did, which was really awesome.
I was kind of interested in seeing that those cereal commercials, like the Bud Light one, where you got to see it in different parts.
Right.
But I only recall two sections of that. I don't know if there were more. I might have missed them with what's his name, Reggie Watts.
Oh, was that him? I didn't see any Bud Light commercials.
It was the one where they were filming the guy. I think they said they were filming him for a documentary, but they didn't actually tell him he was in the Super Bowl commercial.
Okay.
Is that his name, Reggie Watts, the guy with the afro from Comedy Bang Bang?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, yeah, he was in that. I can't believe you missed that.
Yeah, no, really. I'm a big Comedy Bang Bang fan. My wife. So yeah. I don't know. I just want to talk about comedians in cars getting coffee, which was the Seinfeld skit that they did at halftime. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Jerry Seinfeld fan myself.
Well, I think Seinfeld should come back, and it should be exactly two old guys sitting in a coffee shop.
No, I take that back. I think his stand-up is pretty funny. Or he doesn't obviously put out new stuff, but when he did, I thought it was funny when I was a kid.
Right.
I wasn't a huge Seinfeld fan. I've seen like 20 to 30 episodes total.
All right.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing him back in the spotlight, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a web series called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and I think it's pretty entertaining. He's Seinfeld all the time, so the character from the show is pretty much him. So it's a good little spiritual successor to the Seinfeld show.
Are they getting together with Kramer again?
Yeah, there's an episode where he meets up with Michael Richards.
Michael Richards.
It is a pretty touching episode because they address that that controversy where he yelled at the guy in the comedy club.
Okay.
So it was a pretty good kind of look into the actor's mind. But the Super Bowl one was with George Costanza. Like Jason Alexander playing George Costanza was the person in the car with him.
That South Park episode many years ago that covered that scandal.
Yes.
Is one of the most memorable for me. I remember even at work, I was working at a restaurant that had 2 locations at the time.
Oh,
it was a small restaurant. You could communicate by calling, or we faxed things in between each other. Like if we got an online order that would come out, we would have, if it was in a different delivery area, we would fax it to the other store. But at that time, I was at the newer and slower store that was getting just no business. So we had a lot of downtime. And this was the night after that episode premiered, and we just kept sending like scenes from the. We would draw scenes from the episode, like the Wheel of Fortune clue, where the clue was people who annoy you.
Right.
That's
I was laughing so hard, and the episode had only been on for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was pretty excellent, though offensive. We do not support hate discrimination.
How did you think the Timothy Tebow ads were kind of funny?
They're pretty good.
I think it takes a lot for him to make fun of himself. I really like that.
Well, he's at the point now where if he doesn't embrace it, he's just gonna be stuck on the sidelines, if you will.
Well, it's still though. I think the media kind of builds him up. I don't think we truly know what his intentions are. Of course he says he wants to be in the NFL, but who really knows that with all the philanthropic?
Philanthropic? Sure. Philharmonic?
All the good shit Tim Tebow does. All of it.
Stuff.
Yes, good stuff Tim Tebow does. All of it. He, we don't know if he wants to really be in the NFL again, and, there were rumors about him being the first quarterback of the LA Kiss arena football team.
That's owned by Kiss, the band.
Oh, yeah.
And if you get season tickets, you also get a free concert from Kiss.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be... I hear they're going to be doing the color commentary and halftime shows at those games, too.
They better shout it pretty loud while they're there.
And the drummer, because no one likes him, he's going to be, handing out popcorn. He's going to be a vendor.
Is that Ace Frehley? Is that the spaceman?
I think it's the cat. Isn't he the cat guy?
Peter Criss. Meow.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's Spaceman, there's the cat.
I went 20 years thinking Gene Simmons was the lead singer of Kiss.
He is sometimes.
I don't know anything about Kiss.
Wait, you didn't know Gene Simmons was the lead singer, or you?
No, I thought he was the lead singer.
Yeah, he sings some of the songs, but Paul Stanley's probably the more of the singer.
Yeah, see, I think Detroit Rock City is the only song that really holds up in this time period. It's my favorite song of theirs.
Yeah, that's a pretty good song.
And I saw them perform at one of the Winter Classics, those hockey games they have outdoors.
Sweet.
And, yeah, they performed between the first and second intermission of they had a Ducks-Kings game at Dodger Stadium. So it was a hockey game, but they played it in 70-degree weather on a baseball field.
All right.
It was pretty interesting. They played it kind of in the infield section, and then the outfield was the Kiss stage, and then next to that was a sand volleyball court.
That's how we do it in New York. Nothing makes sense. I'm Frank.
I love the idea of playing sports in other venues or arenas that aren't meant for that.
Right.
Do you remember a couple years ago when they tried to play Northwestern and Illinois football in Wrigley Field?
I believe so. You could see how misshapen the area was.
And they nearly ran out of room for the football field.
Yeah, I think the walls were right up against the goalposts.
Yeah, there was a corner of the end zone where you had maybe 1.5 to 2 feet of clearance before you crashed into the wall.
That is some marketing mistakes right there.
Yeah, that's some good TV right there.
What was I gonna say about something? Yeah. Joe, is there anything else on the docket? Are you drinking a beer right now, Joe? You want to review a beer real quick?
Yeah, I'm currently drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Some of you may know it as a PBR.
Do tell.
It's light, refreshing, cheap.
I hear that PBR won an award. Is it voted best beer?
It has a blue ribbon on it, so I would assume so.
There you go.
You just don't. It's like the military. You just don't go putting medals and ribbons on yourself if you don't earn them.
You heard it here first. Pabst Blue Ribbon, the voted best beer at some point.
But yeah, during the Super Bowl though, I went to my local craft beer hut around here, with the local shops, and bought a 22-ounce bottle of a series of beer I've been trying a lot lately by New Belgium Brewing Company, based out of Colorado. If you see them, their flagship beer is called the Fat Tire. It's pretty good. But they have a series of kind of experimental brews small batches called Lips of Faith, and they're brewed with all sorts of crazy fruits and spices. Let me bring up the list here. I've tried a lot of them.
All right.
They have
This is of course the section of the show that we like to call Panther's Pints. Take it away, Panther.
Yeah, this one in particular I tried is one of their new releases called the Coconut Curry Hefeweizen.
Oof.
It's
Sounds
a
exotic.
yeah, it is. It's a standard Hefe as the kids call it these days, which is like a light citrusy wheat beer, if I'm not mistaken. And then they spice it up with different exotic spices and coconuts. Like I think there were even little flakes of coconut in the beer. It was really heavy on the aromas.
All right.
Really tasty stuff, especially if you're having like heavy Super Bowl food.
I'm a big fan of coconut. I might have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. But it's like I said, it's one of their releases in the Lips of Faith series. Other flavors they've had, and I've definitely tried there's one called a yuzu. It's yuzu is some sort of citrus, Asian citrus. Let me see if I can. Imperial Berliner Weiss style ale brewed with yuzu juice. That one was really good.
Not to be confused with the tag team, the Uzos.
No, it's actually brewed with something called lactobacillus.
Ooh.
So not only do you get drunk, but you get gut bacteria just shoved in your system,
All right.
which, as we know, is good for you.
Sounds extreme.
Yeah, extreme.
Yeah, I think I travel to your local Total Wine and take Panther Pint's suggestions and try out these new craft beers. It's one of the things we build the show around was the review of a beer every week. I need to start going to the store and picking out a random one to drink while we podcast.
Yeah. Another one I really liked was oh, I am not French, so I'm gonna probably butcher the pronunciation of this, but the Brasier du Dessel, which is a heavenly Feijoa Tripel ale brewed with Feijoa and hibiscus.
Oh, some flowers in there. Huh.
Yeah, I think I only understand about 2 of those words in there.
Yeah, I was gonna make up some ridiculous translation, but I couldn't even think of anything.
So much
going on there.
But whatever it is, it was really tasty. And the site is advertising with a video from a band called Warrant.
Cherry pie, baby.
Oh yeah, that is cherry pie.
Cool drink of water, bring a tear to your eye.
Wait, I'm playing the Warrant music video. Can you hear that?
I cannot.
Oh.
We can put some of that at the end of this episode.
It's a song called Heaven. Are you familiar?
No, I'm not.
I guess.
Oh wait, maybe I am. No, maybe I have heard that song.
I guess they're saying that beer is so heavenly that only angels like Warrant can drink it or are worthy of drinking it.
What a bold statement.
Yeah.
Hi, we're Warrant, and we only drink the best beer.
What other TV shows have you been watching? Do you want to touch on anything, Tyler?
I did.
Trehern?
I did have a versus section to end the show with. Two supermodels, I guess. People can write us in and let us know what you think, and we'll look at the results next week. Joe, you can take a week or so to examine these 2 supermodels and basically tell us which ones. Why ones are great and why the other ones not so great, or just kind of great. I don't know. And it's Kate Upton.
Okay.
Versus Kelly Brook. Kate Upton versus Kelly Brook. So next week, send us your comments, send us your emails. See which one you think is better, and we'll discuss it here on the show.
I'm going to tell you right now that I really enjoy the work of one of those and do not care for the other.
Have you heard of the other?
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of both? Okay, good.
Oh yeah, one of them's British, is she not?
She definitely is.
Oh yeah, then I am spot on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not a fan.
Worlds, you can change the game. All right, so that's Just Again Radio for this week. Joe, do you have any parting words for our listeners?
Yeah, go with God, if that's your thing.
Okay, appreciate that.
And keep on keeping on.
Okay.
Yeah, watch. No, don't watch it. Don't watch TV. Read a Shakespeare play. God damn it.
And then watch episode 4 of Opposite Worlds, of course.
Yeah. Well. Actually, I'm gonna create my own line of because I'm having to read a Shakespeare play myself right now.
Okay.
I'm kind of embittered in that battle of not understanding what the hell he's talking about because he wrote it 500 years ago.
Pretty much.
Yeah, 500 now.
Macbeth, Lady Macbeth is usually the answer.
We need to get an American to rewrite those.
I think that's what Tyler Perry's for.
Maybe like a Michael Bay.
Okay.
Maybe someone in that because it's nothing he's writing about relates to our times.
Sure. I mean,
And he uses letters and vowels and words that don't mean anything, and I'm pissed off about it.
sometimes he'll use that letter that A and E merged together. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and it doesn't mean the channel. It doesn't mean Bill Curtis.
Arts and entertainment.
Yeah,
Before,
It pisses me right off, Trehern.
before Billy Shakespeare's time, A and E.
It's like how they got that guy Rome to recreate the band Sublime, and they called it Sublime with Rome. But instead of reading the Old English, which we should not be studying, give us the Shakespeare with Michael Bay.
Maybe a Wes Anderson interpretation of Shakespeare.
Anybody,
Oh,
anybody.
literally anybody could do it.
Yeah,
You'd be
it's
fine
it's
with it.
it's supposed to be a comedy. This certain play I'm reading, but it's not.
Oh, I think comedy in the Shakespearean sense is
Yeah,
1500s comedy where no one laughed.
every play that isn't a tragedy of his is labeled a comedy. So it could be literally any other genre than a tragedy, and it's
Well,
considered a comedy.
There's also the histories. He wrote a few histories as well.
Is there?
Yeah, there's histories, tragedies, and comedies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What is like King Lear? Would that be a history?
Maybe. I know Henry V would be. I think. Did he write Caesar? I don't know. Henry V definitely though.
Yeah. So take that up with your congressman. Write him a letter. Let's get that done.
Maybe the congressman should be rewriting these.
Now they're squares.
All right, so tell us more about your Shakespearean experiences. deskagain@gmail.com. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, I guess, if you're watching us there.
Yeah, we'll mail you free King Cobra coupons.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
Wait, you already said it. Now we have to.
yeah, I got him in the mail, man. I'm 50 cents off 40 ounce.
Thanks again to our sponsor, King Cobra. Don't get bit. I don't know, Joe. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.